Today I'm going to be talking about Kenwood's latest addition to their two-way radio selection, and that is the TK-D340. There are so many features and attributes that go into this radio, so stay tuned because there are going to be a lot of details in this video. So the TK-D340 is the UHF version of the TK-D240, and it is a digital analog hybrid two-way radio. So let's see what is in the box when you do buy your TK-D340. So you'll get your instruction manual that I'll put just there because we don't need it at the moment. You get your antenna. There are a few different antennas you can choose from when buying your TK-D340. You do get the radio itself, which stands at 121 millimeters tall. It is 54 millimeters wide, and then with the battery, this one hasn't actually got the battery on, it is a depth of 33 millimeters. We also have the charger that I'm just pulling out now. That is the pod charger. That's obviously just for one radio, but if you are buying a whole fleet of radios, which could be 12, you may want a different charging source. Now, you get your battery, which is a standard lithium-ion battery. This lasts around 13.5 hours, which is pretty much perfect for an average working day, which is usually about 8 hours. I'll put that on there. You get your belt clip, which actually screws onto the back of your radio through the two little screw holes here, and then you've got your screws just in here as well. But this makes it a lot more robust and reliable compared to a belt clip that is already attached to the battery itself. So when we look at the top of the radio, we have a few things on top. There is the antenna that I've just screwed on. We have the channel selector switch, which it does say up to 16, but it has 32 channels through 2 different zones. We have the on and off switch, which is there, and that actually goes, when you keep going clockwise, it turns the volume up, but then back anti-clockwise, it is volume down until the click, that is then on or off. We have the 3 LED light there, and that can indicate many different things when you're receiving a transmission or when you're giving one out, and a few other things as well. When you do buy your TK-D340, you do get the opportunity to choose which antenna you wish to have with it, and you can either choose between all these 3 that I have here. So I have the whip, which is on this one, which is a lot longer and a lot thinner, or the stubby, which is thicker yet a little bit smaller in size, or with an additional extra cost you can actually purchase the extra small stubby, but it does come with its effects, so it doesn't have as much range as this average stubby or the whip, and there is not actually much difference between the whip and the normal stubby itself in range. Even though the battery lasts 13.5 hours, you may still find yourself running low on battery, and low battery mode helps with that. It will actually notify you when you are running low on battery, which can mean that you can either go and put it on charge, or you can activate battery saver mode, which will use all its battery it's got left to preserve it and keep it going for as long as it can. There are plenty of features that are available with the TK-D340, and a few of them are lone worker, transmit interrupt, and individual call. So lone worker basically means that if you are inactive on your radio for a preset amount of time, then an alarm will be sent to you that will basically be asking for a response to notify the rest of your fleet that you're there and you're actually healthy and safe, and you might just be working. But if you don't respond to the alarm, then another alarm will be sent to your fleet that is notifying them that you've not responded yourself and that you may be injured or unsafe. Transmit interrupt allows you to actually interrupt any other person while they're using the channel. This is great for an emergency, as even when a conversation is ongoing, you can interrupt them, cutting them off and notifying the whole fleet and everyone in your workplace that there may be something unsafe. Along with this is individual call, which allows you to personally make a call to one other person of your fleet. This and transmit interrupt are only available in digital mode, but if you are wanting to use analog mode, then 5-tone signaling is present. The TK-D340 actually allows you to hold 2 simultaneous yet independent calls through 2 different time slots in a 12.5 kilohertz zone. And this is great, because that means you don't have to upgrade to any other higher license that it might be more expensive, and you won't have to invest in a repeater. Talk around is when a repeater fails or the power in the repeater fails, and that allows your radio to bypass the repeater. Noise suppression for the sound is actually a lot better, meaning that any background noise that is going on while you're talking will be cut out. That means you cannot hear that stuff going on in the background, which is great for audio quality. Even in a weak signal range, the TK-D340 is actually still got a great quality in audio. So even when it's further away, if it was an analog, the audio quality would be affected. But because it is digital, the audio quality is a lot better, as you can see by this diagram. Vocoder is present on the TK-D340, and it is the best in class. It basically means that your audio will sound clear and crisp and not robotic like at all, and it is the best compared to similar priced radios. In analog mode, CTCSS and DCS will ensure that any unwanted transmissions will not reach your radio, and in digital mode, color coding will do the same thing. Busy channel lock stops you from transmitting signals over yourself only when and if the channel you're using is already in use. This prevents any collisions in transmissions. The timeout feature basically means that if you are holding your PTT button down for too long, then the PTT button will electronically cut out, stopping you from transmitting any signals. There are plenty of accessories that are available to be used with your TK-D340. I've got a few here, so let's go through them now. So the first accessory we're going to look at is the remote speaker microphone that I have here, and it does connect straight into the radio with this 3.5 and 2.5mm jack. So once that's been plugged in, I can now transmit my signals over via the remote speaker microphone. It has a clip on the back that can either connect to your belt, or it can connect to the top of your shirt or a shirt pocket or anything like that. And this basically allows you to transmit your information without having to constantly reach down to your radio and then bring it back up to your mouth. The next accessory I'm going to talk about is the covert earpiece, and this little bud here will actually go straight into your ear, which means any transmissions you receive will go directly into your ear. And this can be great for security. It can be great if you work in covert sensitive environments, or if you work, let's say, on a nightclub door and it is really loud and you might struggle to hear any audio through the radio itself, so you wish to have it directly into your ear. It also has an integrated microphone. That means that you can talk directly through the earpiece, which is here. This has a PTT button along the side there, which means this will clip onto maybe, again, the top of your shirt or the top of your pocket on your shirt, and that means you can just directly talk into that rather than having to reach down to your radio. The third accessory I'm going to talk about is the D-shaped earpiece, and as you can see, I've already got it on, and it is designed this way so that it goes all the way around the back of your ear and connects to where the transmissions will be received. And it is designed that way so that the chances of it falling off of your ear are minimalized. It is not got a big chance of it falling off. Even when you're moving around, it is not going to fall off. It is fixed firmly on your ear. It then connects to the PTT button, which I have just attached to my button there. I can then talk through that to send my transmissions over, and then it connects again down to your hip where your radio would be. And this means that I can listen to audio, talk to my fleet without having to actually reach down to my radio and constantly bring it up to my mouth. The final accessory I'm going to be talking about is the G-shaped earpiece, which is very similar to the D-shaped earpiece. Now, it works in the same way, which is it wraps around your ear with this, but it isn't connected like the D-shaped all the way around. It does have a connector all the way down, which then has the PTT button, which would go on either your collar or top pocket. and then it does go down to connect straight into your radio via the 2.5 and 3.5mm jack. So now I'm going to talk about a few chargers that are available when you're buying the TK-D340. If you're only probably buying two, then I would suggest the single pod chargers, because two of them is going to be much cheaper than buying a 12 unit or a rack charger. But if you are adding to your fleet and you've already got a few of these pod chargers already, then we would suggest to buy this rack charger. The rack charger is built by us, and it just basically takes a few single pod chargers and puts them onto one single source. So it only goes into one plug socket, which is great because you don't want your pod chargers dotted around everywhere, having to look for your radios every single morning when you come into work. You can just have them in one place, and it basically takes one type of charger and puts it into one single large charger, which is great. If you're buying a large fleet for the first time, that could be up to, let's say, 12 radios, then you would want to buy the 12 unit charger, because overall this is more financially beneficial for you and your workplace. The TK-D340 is suitable for pretty much all work environments. That could be from schools, security, event management, construction sites, pretty much anywhere. And if the features are used correctly, it will ensure health and safety and organisation in your workplace. So to summarise the TK-D340, it is affordable, it is robust, it is reliable, it has amazing, great quality audio, it has plenty of features, especially for the affordability. It has got an incredible amount of features already on and able to be programmed into the radio. It is digital, analog, hybrid, it works in all environments, and it is just a brilliant piece of equipment. If you enjoyed anything in the video today, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down and let us know why in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all of our social media platforms and click the little bell icon that will notify you of any up and coming new videos that are released in the future.